So Suraj has a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a specific trend you're noticing in RFEs, especially for NIW? Does premium processing affect the outcome as opposed to regular processing?
Yeah, the trend in the RFEs right now is USCIS will just have a ton of, I think they have a bank of template paragraphs that they can insert into RFEs. And the officers will just pull paragraphs from this bank into the RFE, whatever questions or points they deem relevant for the case. They all really look the same. They don't really contain any analysis of the evidence. They don't contain any analysis of the person's proposed endeavor. They're essentially just saying, there's no evidence that your work is of importance beyond your employer or their clients. And they will say that it's not nationally important or it's not impactful at a level commensurate with national importance. They never define what that means. They never interact with the evidence. So it's like they're just saying you're not good enough, but they're not explaining why you are not good enough. I think it's a real problem that there's not any direct analysis or direct interaction. And this continues to be true in the denial notices that come out of these RFEs, because they will just repeat the RFE and pretend that you didn't submit volumes of evidence and explanation in response. So the agency right now is trying to apply, I think, more of a cookie cutter approach, but they're ending up being very arbitrary about it, in that some cases will get approved, no RFE. Some cases will get an RFE and then be either approved or denied, and then some will get an RFE and are denied. But there's no rhyme or reason to it. Like a case that gets approved with no RFE can be nearly identical to a case that gets an RFE and then is denied. And as of right now, there doesn't seem to be any real recourse for this. I have filed a couple of AAO appeals, so we will see how those turn out. But to be honest, I'm not expecting a decision on those for a year at least. It takes the AAO a long, long time to get through that process. And then by then, we may have a whole new set of policies anyways. So be aware when you file your NIW that even if you have a meritorious case, even if a bunch of your colleagues and peers have been approved, you may or may not be approved. The risk of denial is real, and it's something that you need to contend with. But for a lot of people, NIW is offering the only real chance they have to get that I-140 to extend their H-1B past the H-1B max out. For some of them, it's offering the only opportunity to get their spouse work authorization. There are definitely reasons that people file the EB-2 NIW, and like a key reason for that is perm has just become untenable. Perm has become impossible, and so options that have been available in the U.S. job market are no longer viable. So that's why people are turning to the NIW. I see a lot of other attorneys complaining that now everyone files an NIW case and they're not really qualified and all of that. And I think some of that is going on. Like, I'll give them that. Some of that is definitely going on, but there are reasons that people pursue this option, because if they have a chance to stay in the US and extend their H-1B, if they have a chance to get their spouse work authorization, it is worth pursuing, even for those who have weak cases. So the whole system is a mess right now, and really I blame it all on perm. Like, we would not be in this situation if perm took a reasonable amount of time instead of 2.5 years. We would not be in the situation if all the major companies had to pause their perm programs because of layoffs. EB-2 NIW is really the only program that is working for people right now. And that's why there's so much demand for it.